short ones. Welcome, since we're now recording, welcome to session 3 of Right Home. Gratitude, ancestry, and legacy. We are about to start, but I don't know why I did that because the recordings are just for us. But silly. I'm used to us recording things that we have to turn into someone else. But I wanted to remind y'all about communal pens guidelines because they hold the same values that Shannon and I have with the What She Said project. We believe that everyone is a writer, and there's no right or wrong way to write. We don't get hung up around here with spelling or grammar. We're here for you to spend some time to write your story. And we believe that the writing of your story is going to be valuable for you, first of all. And then if you choose to share it, it's going to be valuable to others. When we get to the sharing part later on, that's always on a volunteer basis. We promise that we're going to be open to different perspectives. Of course, no hate speech. And we're going to respect confidentiality. So, I have worked really hard to not share one of the stories in particular that I heard last week. If you were here, you might remember it. And if you missed it, you'll have to wait for the book to come out for that story to be in it. But sometimes what we share is very personal. And sometimes it brings laughter. Sometimes it kind of brings tears. That's what I found that writing does for my heart. So Shannon and I want you to take care of yourselves tonight. If you get a little emotional, you can go off camera, whatever you need to do. And we will be here for you when you're ready to come back. Let's do our free write. I'm keeping it really easy tonight. So I want to remind you that writing is a physical action. We're going to stop. We're going to still our body. Some of us are going to take a pen or pencil in our hands. Some of us are going to use our fingers on the keyboard. But we're going to immediately begin creating something. And when we do it, we're going to see it on the page and we're going to see it on the screen. I think that's like a really fun thing about the literary arts. Sure, we may refine it, revise it, and edit it later, but you're going to get to write something even right now in this free 2-minute write that it's going to be a creation of sorts. So for 2 minutes, I want us to write about a person that we are grateful for. Just a person we're grateful for. All right, just a few more seconds. We will come back to the group. I hope that y'all are already in a happy mood. Um, I think gratitude does something in our mind. And I would love it if in the chat, if you would maybe put the first name of someone that you wrote about. So I know we won't know them, but you'll be recognizing or honoring them by putting their first name in the chat. And I love that some of you are putting how they're related. I want us to think tonight about a kind of writing that praises someone, that remembers them. It could be a type of eulogy, and a eulogy tends to be for someone who is no longer here living with us on earth. There's a type of poetry called an ode, and people have been writing odes for I don't know, I didn't look it up, but let's just say hundreds of years. Um, Eulogies and odes help us remember and honor a person, whether they're alive or dead. And we happen to be um, in the calendar sort of season where some of us have celebrated remembering folks who are important to us. Some of us may have celebrated over the weekend All Saints and All Souls Day. And some of us may have celebrated the Day of the Dead. Now, I'll tell y'all that I have not been brave enough to go out and actually say I'm going to celebrate the Day of the Dead, but I'm super interested in this whole idea. And I have some friends on Facebook that actually put some videos of their ofrendas, that they call it, tables, little altars that people make during the Day of the Dead. Thank you, Disney, for making the movie Coco, where I probably first thought of it. But here's a picture of one. So during this 2 or 3 day observance, um, in Mexico and some other cultures, they create a table that has things on it that remind them of people who have died that they loved. So I was thinking the person that you put that you were thankful for may very well be living, and that's fine. I want us to think for a couple of minutes if we were going to make an ofrenda to help us remember or honor that person that we're thankful for, what would we put on it? You might put a photograph. If you put a photograph, I kind of want to know a photograph of them from when or a photograph of them doing what. You might want to put a favorite item that they love. Favorite foods even go on Day of the Dead, ofrendas. So we'll just take a minute. Describe your table if you are going to make a Day of the Dead ofrenda that helps you to remember this person that you're thankful for. And in the chat, would you maybe put something that you're going to put on your table? So I put Andy as my person who happens to be my husband. He may be listening in the far rooms in the back, but If I was making a table to help me remember Andy, a couple things I would put on it: a coffee mug, a black t-shirt, um, a Dungeons and Dragons guidebook. So just sort of fun. What sort of fun things? I see a large brim black hat and a pie dish, a basketball. That would have been on my mom's table. Yeah. Isn't it fun? We're gonna read um a little tiny short essay, and I'm not sure if he calls it a little short essay or if Ross Gay would call this a prose poem. But Ross Gay is an essayist and poet who has written several books, at least two of them about delights, the Book of Delights, and this comes from the Book of More Delights. So I am going to do what I always do about this time and ask my favorite co facilitator if they would be willing to read it aloud.
I will do my best.
Can you see it?
I can. I like to get even closer.
Hmm.
All right, here we go. The clothesline. There are so many simple pleasures, simple delights, and maybe the goal, the practice, is to be delighted, especially by them, the simplest of things. For instance, today, among the many, I offer the clothesline. Not only for its utility, how it keeps the house from getting hot in the summer, how it saves a little energy and burns a little less CO2, but also for how it reminds you that your grandma in northern Minnesota loved to hang her sheets on a clothesline in the winter for how they smelled after they froze, and that your mother loves the smell of anything hung out. But also this. I'm thinking today as I admire my t-shirts and shorts and drawers and towels blowing in the wind like Tibetan flags, like a ramshackle and sometimes threadbare rainbow, that a clothesline reminds you how often we make of our simple daily labors, hanging clothes, folding clothes, washing dishes, arranging the fridge or the cupboards, chopping veggies or wrapping the bread, sweeping up or mopping, an art. Ross Gay, The Book of More Delights.
Yeah. Didn't that just come out of nowhere, Shannon?
It's
The
so adorable.
clothesline. So we have some people with us tonight who very well may not even know what a clothesline is or was. I do recognize that. Um, Hopefully they could tell. Maybe a clothesline is two poles you stick up in your backyard and you hang a line between them so you can hang your clothes out to dry. We did it when I was growing up. We did not do it because we necessarily love the smell. We did not have a clothes dryer. So it was either that or go to the laundromat. But Ross Gay, um this could be an ode to the clothesline. So if he wanted to change the title, it very well could be an ode to the clothesline, but it reminds him of someone. And so I wanted us to do I don't know, let's give it 3 or 4 minutes because we're going to move into thinking about that as we're considering folks that we are thankful or grateful for. We're going to remember that eventually we want to work this into a letter that we can submit to our younger self. So, I would like to suggest to y'all that maybe you want to write a letter that mentions a thing. Maybe it's a thing that you want to keep that was once lost. Um, but here's my prompt. And let's do 3 minutes for this. In the end, we're going to do a good 15 minutes or so for your right. But I'm wanting you to have a lot of little things to think about by the time we get there tonight. How would you fill in the blanks here? One day, you will be thankful for blank. because it reminds you of blank. So I want to be sure that I can read it aloud again, um, because I know we have at least one person on here who is not seeing my slides. But Ross Gay said that one day, paraphrasing it, one day he would be thankful for the clothesline because it reminded him of his grandmother. So one day you will be thankful for what? Because it reminds you of who? All right, let's take 3 minutes. I'm going to stop my screen share for a few minutes and then I will share it again when we get back to that. Um, we've been saving our voluntary sharing until the very end, but I think this might be a good place right here to stop and maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes. If some of you want to share where your mind's going tonight. in terms of being thankful for someone. And we kind of moved into being thankful for a certain thing now that represents them. And I don't know, Shannon, I like that second one. So I'm like, I just think that if we hear from 3 or 4 people, that it might get the rest of our wheels turning. Does anyone want to share um anything that they've written so far, or tell us who or what they're writing about?
If you're interested in sharing, you can wave at us or you can give us a digital reaction like I just did. You don't have to read anything. You can just share verbally. Oh,
Dory.
Dory, yay. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Uh-oh, you're still muted. Let's see if I can do it.
Good.
Yes.
All right. I could read from the first prompt.
Do it.
All right. And thank you, Melanie. These are interesting prompts in there. I
We're
didn't
going
think
a little different tonight, Dory.
yeah, very different. And I would not have thought I would have chosen this person to write about. And I was just I went back and backwards and backwards and backwards, and I came up with her. So Deanna Spurlock was friends with the guy who lived in the care home that had ample parking and a dedicated meeting room with a window wall. I liked my introduction to Pennsylvania poetry.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. I I would that was loud. I'm so sorry. I would love to Mayor. I'm gonna read Anne's in a little bit because Anne sent me hers to read, but I see Mayor's hands raised.
Yep, I can go. One day you'll be thankful that your grandmother was a member of that questionable organization, the Daughters of the American Revolution, because it will remind you that we need to stay and fight against injustice. That's it.
I like that. I love it. That is going somewhere. All right. Miss Ann Humphrey said Carolyn Duff, also known as Nurse Duff, walking partner, political sister, church friend, traveling buddy who lives by herself at age 75 in the house she and her ex-husband raised their children in, yet she manages it. All 95 pounds of her. Highly ethical, opera lover, great sense of humor. And I believe this would be on Anne's honoring a friend at altar table. A book, spices, serving platters, horseball cap, jodhpurs. I don't know what jodhpurs are. Dory, help me. Are they something about horses?
They are boots.
Boots, riding boots, and an eagle sweatshirt. I feel like I know this woman already. All right. Um, and Anne is like a super quick writer. I'm getting slower as I age, but I may save some of the other ones, Anne, for the next sharing. I love it. Anyone else before we move on? Chris.
Hi, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Um, in a box of cheap but pretty paste jewelry, bought, received, and found over a half century or so, there sits a tarnished piece of brass in the shape of a wreath with an insignia at the center. It has long since lost the pin that would have fastened it to a dark green beret, and though it seems out of place amongst the sometimes garishly tacky brooches and bracelets, It nevertheless is the pride of the collection. Whenever you open the box, this is the piece you reach for and hold for the longest time, often returning warm from your hands, occasionally damp with tears. This is one of the few mementos you have of your dad, of his days in the Irish Army as a member of the military police, and the often hilarious tales he told of the shenanigans of inebriated politicians emerging from the bar at Government House.
Yeah, beautiful.
Chris! Oh, I wish I could hear all the stories I wish I could overhear all the gossip of the drunken politicians. Oh.
Yeah. I like how Mare says, I like how it sticks out among the garish things. Yeah. I, um, y'all don't need any more prompts. For this evening, I do want to go back and look at one more thing. And then, wow, y'all really got this. I'm gonna, share my screen one more time. And I wanted to remind us that when we're considering these people that are important to us, and even some of these things that are involved, they can really help us figure out what our values are. And so I wanted to go back to this clothesline, and I wanted to see if we could sense any values that Ross Gay might have, something about him, a value of his. And that may be I may not be asking it in the best way. So I'm just going to say, I think that he likes simple pleasures. And I also think family is probably a value that he holds. But I love this really last line where he says that they make of their simple daily labors art. And so I am going to surmise that Ross Gay, one of his values would be creativity, that he's creative and artistic. I'm going to propose that as we are writing a letter to our younger self, we could write a little more about either of these. First, I think we could write to her about what we've learned about gratitude. Or we could write to her what we've learned about grief. Or I think that most of y'all are leaning towards this one. And I told Shannon when she and I got on the first 5 minutes before we started that this was actually Shannon's prompt. She could not remember coming up with it. But she told me once, you could write a letter to your younger self introducing her to a person that she hasn't met yet. And I love that. So at each point in my life, there have been important people that I have yet to meet, whether it was a partner or my son before I met him, or a friend, Dory, I know Dory and I are in a poetry group, okay, together. We meet every couple of weeks. And this is the second year we've done it. So I would say, Dory, what if I wrote to me 3 years ago and said, one day you're going to meet online this magnificent group of women who decide that they're going to try to write a poem a day for a year, and what comes of that. So there are all kinds of ways that you could encourage or challenge your younger self, introducing her to a person she hasn't met yet. But I also like this one. The older we get, and Chris, I think about this, the more we begin to understand the people of our past. We have more grace for them. We find out more things about them. And so maybe you want to really encourage or challenge your younger self about someone she already knows that she doesn't have a full picture of. And you want to give her a fuller picture of that person. Y'all ready to do it? Let's do 15 minutes. And then we're going to have a nice long time to share. And if it's your first day, I want you to know that when we come back, you do not have to share if you don't want to. But if you do, we're going to be listening in the same way that we listened to the first sharing. We're going to be listening eagerly. We're going to be listening, looking to be pleased by the writing, not to critique the writing. And this time we're going to take a little more time to respond to those of you who read and tell you, I really like this part, or I would love to hear more about. So, a few of us are wanting, I think, a little more critique in our listening and sharing time. And later we'll talk about maybe little extra week that we'll have for that. But for this time, we promise you that if you choose to share, and it is very empowering to say your words aloud, you're going to be loved on really well. I'm going to set my timer this time for 15 minutes. Have at it with your letter. We have 2 minutes. Okay, I would love it if we came back all together again. And I hope you're having fun. I hope that you're starting to see all the different kinds of ways that you could write a letter to your younger you, um, and how we are just waiting to see how it might be structured depending on what we get. Um, Tonight, every night has been fun, but I don't know. I'm feeling like tonight is really fun. And I'm gonna turn it over to Shannon
You
to
are.
facilitate some sharing.
Ooh, we love a sharing. Honestly, we've gotten feedback and people are like, we send you these little like afterwards, we're like, oh, we want your feedback. We really do. And people say, oh, we love it. We really want to hear more people share. And so we don't want to bully you into sharing, but we do really love to hear what you're thinking about. There's something about that. It's very comforting. The oldest oral tradition is around a fire or a computer screen where we listen to each other's stories. I actually sleep better on these nights. I haven't told you this, Melanie. I do think I'm soothed by your stories. Mm.
Yeah.
I
Well, and
Go
you
ahead.
know, you're in our community even if you never speak up.
That's true.
But I feel like that you're in the community. Hopefully when you do speak up.
We've
So
got Dory. Do we have someone who wants to be on deck? Who wants to go after Dory? Oh, Sarah. Do we have anyone else who wants to go? I tell you what, if we get 3 people to go, I'll read you mine.
come
I
on,
always,
y'all.
oh,
Catherine,
Catherine,
Chantel. Oh.
Sharon. Hey, Sharon. Amazing. Okay, so we've got the first 4, and then maybe I'll read. Okay, Dory, we're ready.
I can relinquish my turn in interest of time to let new voices go.
Oh no, we love for
Okay.
you to go first.
Okay. Well, you had your chance. Just kidding. Okay, here we go. I had this whole arc I was gonna do, and I hope I didn't like go into the bummer and not get the arc. But if I had more time, we'll see. Okay. My prompt was gratitude or grief, introduction to a person she doesn't understand as well as you do now.
Mm.
Dear sweet summer child, I understand. I understand your high ideals, your sense of justice, your vantage point, and from there, how easy it is for everything to be fair and square. I understand how when family members wrong you, betray you, belittle you, or otherwise lose your trust, you do not retaliate. You do not talk behind their back. You simply write them out of your existence. Dead to you, now unable to hurt you again. It is uncanny, unnerving how often you have had to use this. Opposite of Dio del Muerto, whatever this is.
Mm.
From here, let me tell you, they were doing their best. That they were doing the best that they could do with what they had. They were not trying to hurt you. They were clumsy at worst. They were clumsy at worst. I see them. They are not bad, maybe misdirected. I understand. Someday you'll understand.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. Can you mail that to a few people? I'm just kidding. I'm buying lots of these books to send to my family. I'm just kidding. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
So just to remind you, if there's something that you love that was said in any of the shares, we love notes in the chat. If there's a phrase or anything you want to bring up to the person, that's thing number one. We love notes in the chat. Number two, if there is something you'd like to know more about, oh, I'd really like to know more about X, Y, and Z. Oh, same. See, you're getting love notes in the chat. So we're going to take just a second to notice. Love that they were clumsy. I love that phrasing. Oh,
Yeah.
love that the reach was to understand them, embrace fallibility as human. But I didn't know there for a minute. So you built up some tension for me. I was like, oh, she is, Dory's coming for you. I'm just teasing. So
Yeah.
I felt the arc. Beautiful. Any other love notes? Love the you thing. Think
I would
everything
love
is
to
right,
know.
wrong.
I would love to know about more about how long it took her to get to the
Oh, we didn't have
big.
ages.
Yeah. Oh, which is fine, but yeah, one day. And also that just I understand. I could just feel it.
Same.
There was that while there's the tenderness towards the other people, that have become dead to her by the end, there's also still that tenderness for your younger self.
I can hear therapists clapping. Therapists are like, so beautiful.
And so interesting what we can do with prompts. I love it when people like totally make them their own, how Dory twisted around the not the remembering, but she got into how she tried to not remember or block them off.
Oh, I love that part.
Yeah.
It's clever. I think the next person to go, if we're ready, feel free to continue love notes to Dory in the chat. We love them. I think Sarah is next. Are you ready, Sarah?
I am. Yes, I will go. I feel like mine's a little bit long.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay. Dear Sarah, you will receive mail from your mother-in-law before you even meet her. When you have been dating your boyfriend for 2 months, an orange envelope will arrive in the mailbox of your home, your parents' home, where you're living until you save enough money to move out. You will open the orange card and take out a Halloween card. A Halloween card? What even is that? You have never seen one before. You can barely believe that someone would take the time to buy a card with you in mind, a person they've never met before, and sign the card and put an address on the envelope and put it in the mail. Who thinks like that? Who thinks about other people ahead of time in that much detail? Your mother-in-law does. Before you travel with your boyfriend to meet his parents in November of 1990, she asks her son what you like to eat. She wants to know what you like to eat so she can cook food you enjoy. This concept does not exist in your family's home. You can't even imagine being the center of someone's attention to this degree, except you are starting to experience that feeling quite often from your boyfriend. Your family is not capable of this degree of attention giving. As you approach Latrobe, Pennsylvania, the landscape changes. The only context you have for this rural landscape is your grandparents' house, your dad's childhood home in Marietta, Ohio. As you look out the window at the barns and the houses that dot the roads and the wide spaces of open fields in between, so different from the congested suburb where you grew up, you get the feeling that you've traveled back in time. I'll stop there. That's enough. Thank you.
Oh, oh, it's so good.
I like what Chantel says about it feels so warm. I love how casual it does. I mean, it really captures that conversational tone of a true letter, doesn't it?
Yep. And I love Chris brought out the contrast between families. It's fascinating. Can be a real eye opener. Yeah. And the way you describe that part of Pennsylvania, that's like, it was like filmic,
Mhm.
it's so interesting.
Yeah, I was waiting to see how maybe differing landscapes might play into the different kind of families.
Mhm.
Mm.
Look, Debbie Kirkman was on it as you were saying it. Look at all your love notes, such like entering a warm bath. Oh, this new family is so accepting. I love this for you. I love this for younger you, as the kids would say.
Mm.
Oh, it did feel like a movie in a good way. Sarah, I'm liking this one.
Thank you.
Again, you can submit more than one thing.
Mm.
So, y'all, we're going to read some good stuff, aren't we, Melanie McGehee, when
Oh
it's
yeah, I
cold
can't
in
wait.
December? Who was third? Who was third? I don't remember. Catherine waved at me, Sharon waved at me, and Chantel said something in the chat. Who would like, out of those three, who would like to go next? Oh, Catherine and Sharon were like the same. So whoever comes off mute first, it's a race. It's a race. Sharon wins. Hi, Sharon.
That's funny because it takes me a minute to get to unmute.
Come on.
I did this a little different. I don't think I really understood what I was supposed to do, but
It's
here
okay. We'll love it.
okay. One day I will be thankful for German chocolate. One day I will be thankful for German chocolate cake because it reminds me of Aunt Titi. Layers of moist chocolate that melts on your tongue, the crunch of walnuts and coconuts, coconuts that get caught in your teeth. Every birthday she made a German chocolate cake glistening from all sides. The older I got, the larger the cake became until it was the length of a sheet cake. Don't eat all that cake by yourself. Share some with Mike, she'd call after me after leaving her house. I tried my best not to. Auntie T was the cook. Oh, okay. Auntie T was the cook far and wide. 7-Up cake, coconut cake, upside
Mm.
down pineapple, all her all her specialty. Woman's Day, birthday, all occasions. Um, she took her father's motto, family is the most important thing, to heart. When I was growing up, she lived around the corner next to the women who would tell your mother or make sure you did right in the world. She asked me to serenade the family with an off-keyed uh, Baba Black Sheep. I think that's the number. My cousin's eyes rolling. She let me play with my cousin's pristine Chatty Cathy doll when they weren't home. She would yell at us, half smiling as we jumped on her well-made beds at night at nap time. Her door was always open after school, me running in and out no matter the weather. That's as far as I got.
Mm.
Mm, mm. Number one, I'm so glad to see your face, Sharon, and hear your voice. I've missed you. Number two, do you see the love in the chat? Did you just see what just happened? Explosion of clapping and love and textures and family and people and beds and rituals. And look, this, we love it. So
I
don't.
loved her too. I
Oh,
loved her. She was like,
Aunt Titi. How do you spell Titi?
well, her name was Izetta, and when I was young, I couldn't say it. So I was like the only one allowed to call her that.
Oh, that's
Half
your
the time.
special name and her special dish.
Oh, she could cook. Oh my God.
I
That's just a
could,
little.
if you work this up, and I hope you will, to send into our little book, our little love book. I would love to hear more about that. That was your name for her, or you're the only one allowed. Like there's something about that special nugget about your relationship. I would love to have a little piece of that. Like I'd like a piece of that cake.
Yeah, and I just want to say if you sent it in just like it was, you may think it doesn't read like a letter, but I'm happy to help you make it a letter. And one easy way to make it is just to put it in second person. So what was your last sentence you said? I think me running in and out.
Her door was always open, me running in and out no matter the weather.
And so instead of me, you could say talking about your little self, or you could even say us. So, and I'm not asking you to go back and change those kind of things now. I'm just like saying it can easily be a letter. Does that make sense?
Also, what Melanie is encouraging is, and maybe y'all don't know this part, there's no additional charge for Melanie to help you with your work. Well, Melanie and me, really, myself and Melanie. That's a part of this project, thanks to Coastal Carolina. So we hope you will really take us up on this, like turn in, of course, your best work, and then we're happy to help you with it because we really, really would love for you to submit to this project. And we're here to help.
Carolina, do you mean both Carolinas?
Coastal Carolina University is our partner on this book, and the Athenaeum Press. Because Sharon, I went and pitched them an idea, but we were kind of like pitching our friends that we'd been working with on a different project, and that's what this is. Cool, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a follow-up email and you'll get the submittable. It's free to submit. So it's the book is called Write Home, Letters to a Younger Me. So these workshops have been like these little beautiful moments for us to practice this craft with Melanie McGehee.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, Sharon. Okay, Catherine, you ready?
Yes, I had to go plug in my laptop because the battery was almost dead. So.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Now we can listen.
So I wrote it to someone that I didn't know at the time, and then I'm telling them about that person. Okay, so I gotta find it. You didn't expect Louise to become your friend. You both had your lives, your spouse. She had a child and you did not. She seemed distant and said hello to you, but that was that.
the two of you did not have a lot in common. Actually, you seemed incompatible. Over time, you will settle into life, into a routine. I think it's when you started buying material at her fabric store that you will get to know one another a bit more. You'll enjoy discussing your sewing projects, and you will move into other topics as well. Slowly, you'll realize that Louise is a very funny and astute person. She cuts through the fluff and shares some very sharp and deep insights with you. You enjoy her company. She's also the librarian at the school where you teach. Once you know her more, you'll chat and greet each other with a smile in the school. She invites you to her place when her friends come for dinner. Louise is funny, smart, and kind with her friends. You discover that she walks a lot in winter and in summer. She becomes a cherished walking buddy. You have very rich conversations with one another on your walks. Cherish her because she will face challenges to her health. It starts with a small lump on her breast found while she showered. It was such an annoyance for her as she was in the midst of building a house. She went through the required treatment. She had to leave town, and she came back ready to attend her daughter's graduation, high school graduation. When she was feeling up to it, you kept up the walking on the roads outside town. Cherish her because the day will come when you will walk alone on those same roads, missing her company.
Well, you got me, Catherine, right in the neck. You got me in the neck. Wow. And what a beautiful tribute.
Yeah, and also it does something that a lot of us don't know a lot about, and that's how to make a friend in adulthood. And I like how that so honest, about an unexpected person who you slowly start spending time with, and then that depth happens.
Mm,
But we need stories about adult friendships.
yes. I could have used, okay, if in a perfect world, I really wanted to hear more about the sewing and the material. For whatever reason, like you gave us like 2 sentences, and I was like, oh, I want to know more about that. Just because it's kind of to me, it's unusual. So if you were to put something like this in, it might be a consideration. Oh, I'm seeing Chantel says, I love the kind of step-by-step approach. Yes, like a recipe on how to make a friend and how to cherish her. Love, love, love.
Yeah, that lump that she didn't have time for, she found it annoying. And that's
Yep.
so much of our experience with medical crap too, isn't it?
Yep. Wow. I appreciate you bringing this into the room. Because
I
I
had
know,
thought, yeah, I had thought just today, last week we had one or more kind of about talking to a young mom. And so it made me think, what other kind of stages of life, can we speak into? And one was the caregiving stage. And
yep. And the being stuck between caregiving for parents and caring for children, even adult children, so that's also a wide open lane. Amazing. Anything else for Catherine before we listen to Chantel? Thank you, Catherine.
this would be, I think it would be very difficult. So so I'm gonna ask if you could do isn't how we always are. Cherish. Cherish her. And I wonder if you could teach me what that is or how to cherish someone in your letter, I would be forever grateful.
My big-hearted Melanie McGehee knows exactly how to cherish people, but also that's so Melanie McGehee to say that. You and your big old heart.
Is it time for you to read yours or
Chantel?
okay.
Hello.
Hi.
I am primarily a fiction writer, so I took a little of an abstract kind of touch to this. Oh, to a quiet, sensitive child. It sounds odd to say, even more strange to hear, I'm sure, but I love you. In a way I still can't understand these days, and all the extra single passing years and sweeping decades past, I love you. This world is confusing for you right now, and it's confusing for me too. Your world is so big and so vast, and yet so small and confined at the same time. These The outside is complicated, dangerous, and mysterious. The world inside not much different, and even more inside still, the labyrinth grows denser. I know. I've been there before. I've walked the maze and watched the paths wind. I've seen the windows darken and doors close before my eyes. I've watched signposts rearrange, words that aren't what they seem, and people whose forms vanish and voices become whispers indistinguishable from the wind. But I can promise you one thing amidst it all. I can't truthfully give you clarity. I can't swear that one day everything will click into place and make sense. I can't promise that this labyrinth will unfurl its tangles and unwind its fingers and let you free from wandering. I can't promise everything will always be fine, or that once you say goodbye to your next tears, they'll never visit again. I can't even promise that you'll be any less confused than you are now, but I can promise that you'll meet someone someday. You'll meet someone whose voice has always whispered in the back of your mind, someone whose footsteps have always felt just behind you, or maybe in front, beside, I'm not sure. You'll meet someone who speaks with a conviction you thought behind you and has her hands encased so tenderly around a dream you thought out of reach. You'll meet someone who speaks like you listen and leads like you follow, someone who walks proudly in halls where you crawl warily and turns your volume up to be heard. And for all times you've understood, I tell you with certainty that she can understand you. She can decode your mysteries like you've never thought possible, hold the mask in her hands that felt permanently affixed to your face. She can take your goals and make them real, and she can take your wants and make them halves. I'm so excited for you to meet you.
Oh.
Chantel.
Chantel is a poet, not a fiction writer.
You better come for this letter writing. What?
I only cried a few times.
You just brought the whole house down. I'm not reading after you. I'm taking point of privilege organizer. I'm not going after that. Chantel, I was like, who is this? I'm like, oh, what kind of person? I can't wait till it's you. Of course it's you. Oh my goodness. Well, you've done it. You've broken the internet with your courage and your beautiful words. Oh my gosh. You wrote that in 15 minutes?
Yes.
It was ready to come out.
Thank you. This has been like a personal journey for me for a while. I'm glad that I'm finally to a point where I feel like I can write this sort of thing out and definitely share it, because that wouldn't have been me a little while ago.
Chantel, my goodness.
Well, we're honored that it happened with us.
Dory said you slayed. Thank you for using appropriate language for those that are not boomers and Gen X. I appreciate that. Chantel, how did you find us?
I actually am in a fiction class right now, and I was encouraged to seek out a writing event, and I found this, and I was like, "It sounds perfect. I'll try it."
Chantel, I hope you will consider submitting that to the book. Not to be grabby about your brilliant words, but wow. Ode to a Sensitive Child. How beautiful. And I bet there are a bunch of sensitive children in this room. We just have more gray hair and a few more wrinkles. Oh my goodness. I'm gobsmacked. Melanie McGehee, do I really have to go? Do I have to read?
Yes. I mean,
is there anyone else who wants to read?
Because we don't compare ourselves
to
others. Your story is yours. And while it may not come off as strong,
you remind me there are fast writers and there are slow writers, and they both are good. That's what you said.
I do say, and I mean it too.
All right, here we go. You ready? Chantel, My goodness. Okay, here it goes. Dear, dear, a bit younger me, you who left the drama therapy training early and set out to New York City without a solid plan, were about to stumble upon magic. Magic that day was a glimmer you so very much needed after the harrowing experience in Boston. This magic would come in the form of a woman chasing you down through a street fair somewhere in Manhattan. She called after you, hey, 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 lady. But you kept walking. This is New York City, after all. You knew a few things, but she kept chasing you, hollering, really, for you to stop, stop. So finally, you did. She said the guides had made her chase you, and she, a woman near your age now, with knees in similar shape, was not amused by the adventure running after you. To make it up to her, you agreed to walk back to her booth where she would read your fortune or your tarot cards. You can't really remember. Either way, she said the guides were very clear with their message. When will you write the book? You were confused. You were a theater professor, not a writer. Oh, love, this would be the moment that you began to consider your very first beloved passion, books. Here's what you should know. The answer you didn't have for her then or for the guides is this. 2016 to 2026, February 2026 to be exact, you will publish one very much book-looking book. So, how's that for an answer? Sort of makes the whole adventure worth it. No? That's the end.
Love the narrative and the running and the place and the guide.
Oh, Chantel liked it. The book-looking book. I'm curious. Is there anything you think I should write more about?
Well,
What
I
do you want?
mean the guide. I want to.
The
What does the guide
the
look like?
guides. That's like you ask the guides, the spirit guides. Oh, I should
Oh,
put the
so
word spirit guides.
this was all in your head?
No, that was her booth. She read tarot cards and palms, and then she left the booth to chase after me.
Mhm.
Oh, how did you feel when she first told you? I felt a little bad because I had bargained her down to $20. Because that's all
That's
the
the
cash
more.
I had. I was like, she was like, it's 40. And I'm like, tell your guides I have 20. This is so mean. More context, better with detail. Yeah. Oh yeah, skeptical. But she really was like, she was sweating. She was hauling it, running after me. And there were all these people. So I was like, what kind of?
Well, what if she gave you the whole $40 worth?
I know, but she said that she didn't even do it. She just said, sit down, hand me the 20.
Yeah.
Would
I
know.
mean, wouldn't it be amazing if you could meet her now?
I kept her card for years. This was probably 2012, 2013, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Okay, so I don't know by what Sharon, when will you write the book? So I don't know if Sharon already knows, but Shannon has already written the book. It's a medical memoir, and it will be published in February 2026.
Yeah. So Sharon, that's an update. I don't know that Sharon has, but yeah, the memoir is forthcoming.
We have time for one more.
Yes, a palate cleanser. We're waiting 15 seconds for those that are shy.
Judy raised her
Judy
hand.
raised her hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get this. So this is a letter to my younger self.
Mm.
I know you are living through a major life-changing disappointment, but I'm confident that you will pick yourself up and continue in a different but valuable direction. You know as well as I do that making the most of your life and having a lot of fun brings short-lived satisfaction, but not keeping on the path you had pursued for so long is having a life-changing effect on you. But not all is lost. You've already taken a first step to climb out of the ditch of self-pity and plan for the next 12 months. You're in France, making yourself invaluable to little Philip. He is almost blind and has several other problems as a result of his seriously premature birth. His parents had hoped to send him to England to a Dr. Bernardo's school for blind children, but at the last minute they were told that he didn't fit the criteria as he had no sense of space and direction. These are essential if a child is to learn Braille. I don't remember how you traveled to be honest, Yvette, but you soon settled in with the family. You spoke a smattering of schoolgirl French, but understanding what other people were saying was not much short of impossible. Happily, the mother was English and the father, as well as their 3 sons, speak English. Your first trip driving into Paris was very scary, but you're getting more familiar with the gears on the little Citroën de Chevaux. You are managing the speed of the traffic in the city calmly. When somebody rear-ended you at a traffic light, the police were called. So 6-year-old blind Philip was your interpreter. The police were impressed and were kind to you. Your dried flower collection, the result of many walks beside the river Yvette, will remain with you as a forever reminder of your daily walks with Philip, teaching him to recognize wildflowers not by seeing them, but by smelling them. It makes me proud to see you moving ahead to make this rebuilding part of your life so meaningful. I can tell that the family are helping you learn French, each contributing their own little flavor in the words they teach you. You mentioned going to the village market with a list in French, which you had to figure out and make your way through the stalls, ask for what you needed, then pay for it in strange French coins and bills. But you managed. I'm so proud of these achievements, and remember, through them, you are regaining confidence in yourself. I'm happy that the live-in maid is friendly and cheerful on days off. You sometimes go to the village cinema with her brother and his friend. You ride on the back of their little motorcycles. Sounds a bit dodgy to me. Philip has a program of physiotherapy exercises to do every day. He doesn't always want to do them, but I'm sure you will encourage him. In my mind's eye, I can visualize you doing them with him. You told me that you would perhaps pursue your education in that direction. It makes me happy that you are beginning to make plans beyond this year in France. So I just wanted to remind you that failing that exam, which deprived you of your place in medical school, is not the end of the world. Things will change, but you will continue on your road to happiness and meet people, see places that you couldn't even imagine. Go for it.
Oh my gosh.
I want to learn how to talk to myself like this. You know, it is just.
That is myself.
but I know, but I don't talk like that to my little self. I love how you're proud of her.
Well, my life
You,
changed.
yes, and I believe that you shared a little bit of this story a week or 2 ago, didn't you?
No.
No.
I only wrote it yesterday, I think.
Oh no, I don't mean about this specific story, but
Okay.
this whole going to France.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Melanie has been speaking to the
This is the
guides.
first workshop I've come to.
Okay. Well, Judy, I'm sorry. You've spelled it out so beautifully that I just feel like I know this whole thing.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't know if you can see the chat, Judy, but it's so You're get like this, like an exhale of appreciation in the chat. I hope you can see it.
Yeah.
Everyone is, oh, good. So all the details are just delicious, very compelling and inspiring. But I gotta say, you had me at the flowers. I was done. The dried flowers for in memoriam. It's just the adventure of smelling them and identifying them that way. I was like, that's it. I'm done. Chantel broke the internet. Then you came in with this. I'm like, so beautiful.
I think it's been an excellent night.
I don't know about you, but I'm currently deeply soothed to be with you. I am so grateful for all of you for sharing. And I hope that tomorrow, when you get an email from me, it'll come through Eventbrite. I hope y'all can get those still. There will be a few things. There will be an invitation to submit your work. By the way, the due date is November 30th for your submissions. And that gives Melanie and I a few weeks to read them and work through what we have and then get back in touch with you in December. Also, there is a beautiful way to give us some feedback, even if you're like, less of this, more of this. We always ask for your opinion because we love to do our best work for our community. Is there anything else? Oh, we have one more. It's next Monday. So there will be a link to join us for that one. But here's the insider. I use the same Zoom link every time. Just don't tell anybody. Same Zoom link. So you can sign back up to make sure you get the emails, but I'm going to do the same thing every time. Thank you so much for being here. Can we give Melanie McGehee a round of applause for another beautiful evening? Don't you love her? Aren't you glad we found her?
Y'all were amazing working with the prompts that I shared. Thank you.
Thank you, Melanie McGehee. And to all of you, we hope you have a beautiful evening and we can't wait to see you very soon. Thanks, everybody. We'll stay on for just a few more minutes in case anybody has questions. Good night, y'all. Thank you. Sharon took the cake. Dory, hilarious. Sharon!
I want that cake.
Me too.
Oh my God.
I'm so hungry.
From scratch, okay? It was from scratch. It wasn't from the box either. She was, oh yeah. And I would just eat it like really badly. Yeah.
Sharon, I have missed your voice.
Oh, I miss you too, Shannon. You look so busy though.
No.
No?
It is not true. It is not true. Don't let the internet fool you. I'm taking a lot of naps. I have slowed all the way down. I stare at things, I call Melanie, tell her things.
Chantel, it will be in the email.
Yes. Chantel, do you need it right now? Because one of us will get it. Because you can put it in. You don't even have to think about it.
I'll get it right now. Hold on.
Hold on, Chantel. You see how we do? We're like, hold on.
How many words is it supposed to be?
Melanie McGehee, I don't think she said, but I think maybe like 800.
Well, no, I said the maximum is 1,500. I'm not gonna, if it's shorter, it's
Okay.
if it's short, it's fine.
It's fine.
Okay.
Is there any like structure or?
Oh. I'm glad you're asking this question.
Okay,
So
I'm coming with the link, I promise.
as she's finding this link on Submittable, structure. So we asked for a letter, but really, like, I think you can be creative. I mean, are you saying like 12-point font, all that sort of like double space? There it is.
Thank you.
Feel free to 12-point font because you see how close my face gets to the screen. But in the end, I'm sure we're going to take and like they're going to put it on the page for the publisher. Like that'll be a part of you. Do you go to Coastal Carolina or are you at a different university? Okay. There are university students who are helping us design it through the press. So they will do all of the like pagination, unless you turn in something that like a poem has different spacing. I
Mhm.
recently had a poem published in an art gallery, and I spaced it out based on how a person, that's my friend Evie who read it, how she breathed. And so I like spaced it out on the page to
Mhm.
look like how she performed it.
Mhm.
That's about as creative as I can be. And like, that's art. There you go.
That's awesome. Also, if you have any other links, for my class, I have to write a reflection for this, so I could submit that. My professor is also an author, and she owns a bookstore, so I feel like
Wow.
you'd be a cool connection.
Would
We
you-
would love to know all of your people.
Yeah.
Where
share-
are you?
I'm
Share
in
the fallout
Pennsylvania.
with them.
I'm in Philadelphia.
I was just in Philadelphia. I was just there. That is amazing. We have your information, and you will be a part of like a way to be in touch, but I'll write a special one to you and your professor.
Awesome. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
I'll
good to
be-
meet you.
You too. I'll be meeting with her on Wednesday, so I'll talk all that out.
All right. Tell her we said hey.
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a really fun opportunity.
Yay. Glad you found us.
Yes. Have a good night.
Good
You
night.
too.
It's so good to hear a young voice. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Mhm.
So good to hear young people. I feel like we're so separate.
I feel the same way, which made me want to go back to teach a little bit. But I got to do some theater stuff with high school students. And all they say is 6, 7. And I'm like, y'all,
Oh, I just learned what that means.
it means nothing.
Exactly. I just learned that.
I'm like, you
So much I don't know.
existentialists. They're like, doesn't mean anything. I cannot. I cannot. Sharon, I hope you and all of those that are still on the Zoom will come back next week if you have the time.
Yeah, I think I'll have to look at my schedule. I think I do.
Okay.
I'm in rehearsal for something, for a play.
For something you wrote.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Your rehearsal as the playwright.
Yeah, not as the actor, no.
If you think about it, I would love to catch up with you. So I want to hear about what you're doing.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Send me a little. I love the emails from you occasionally. I love to read all
Aw.
about what you're doing.
I shall do that, Shannon. I promise.
Yay. And we'll have to find a holiday Zoom time to catch up.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. I
So
could
good to
get
see you.
invite or,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited for you and for
So
everyone to see your work.
I will see you Monday.
All right. See you Monday.
Thank you. It was
Melanie.
nice to meet you, Melanie.
Yeah, Melanie.
Nice to meet you.
Sharon, Melanie. All right, y'all. Have
Bye.
a good evening. Bye. Melanie. Goodbye.